Hey guys, Marcingan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so obviously people are still very much speculating about what we are going to see for part 2 of the anniversary, given that all we've really been told is that the overall theme of the anniversary is Super. And they did go out of their way to stress that that doesn't just mean Dragon Ball Super, which who knows whether that was to kind of throw people off the scent, or if it was to give people sort of the idea that there was a much wider theme after last year, when obviously they announced the theme was Spirit Bomb, and then people were very surprised by the part 2 LRs being the AGL Kai Goku and the Int Z Gohan, because they are based on like the OSTs. I think the OSTs are both either named after or mention the Spirit Bomb at some point, but it's a very loose tie, and I think a lot of people were very surprised. So I don't know if they've said that as a way to kind of temper people's expectations, but you know, people's expectations are not tempered. They are waiting for one thing and one thing only, and that is, of course, Beast Gohan. So I brought this unit up on the screen here just for the intro. There's the actual Beast Gohan there. But this is a unit that was a very, very controversial release. Obviously, when they teased the upcoming Superhero Dual Dokkan Fest for New Year's, when these units were going to drop at the end of 2022, they showed those promotional images with the close-up of Beast Gohan and the close-up of Orange Piccolo, and most people expected them to be units that would transform into those forms and be playable, because I mean, you know, Piccolo does transform into Orange Piccolo, but you play as him as a giant form, and then Beast Gohan is of course just an active skill. So very controversial decision. People were very disappointed. It has spawned a whole bunch of memes ever since then, with other games releasing Beast Gohan characters. And so, of course, the big meme at the moment is that Dokkan Battle is the only current Dragon Ball game that does not have a playable Beast Gohan, right? There's one in Legends. In fact, there's actually two in Legends now. The Xenoverse obviously got Beast Gohan and got the Beast transformation for creator characters, and then even Breakers has Beast Gohan stuff as well. So it's definitely about time that this man comes to the game, and what better time than the anniversary. We had a good discussion with Goresh about this on the most recent episode of the Slot 1 Super Podcast, episode 23. If you didn't catch it live, obviously the VOD is up on the channel as well as up on Spotify, so do check that out. But we discussed this in a segment on that episode, and at the end of the day, it's like, if they're not going to do Beast Gohan for the second part of the anniversary, why haven't they done him already? Like, Dokkan must be very aware, like, they know they're the only game that doesn't have a playable Beast Gohan. As much as we often complain that they don't see, or, you know, it's more so they don't listen to community feedback, we know that to some certain extent they are aware of the feedback that they get from the community, the general consensus of people on social media and stuff like that, and the big outcry, obviously, is for Dokkan to actually get a playable Beast Gohan. So, in the most recent data download, we got some information that definitely could be another step in the right direction to quote-unquote confirming the arrival of a Beast Gohan for part 2, and that is if we take a look over at our boy Proton here. Shout out to him as always, posting the information from the data download. This is the data download from the other morning on JP, and there was a few things added into him, but one of them, obviously we had the information about the Easy A's. I've done showcases for those. They're all very, very good, very interesting Easy A's. And then we have the this special event here that's being added into the game. So Dragon Ball Super Movie Memorial Battle. So this is coming out on the 8th in 11 AM GMT, which is like Thursday morning. And this is an event where stage 1 you fight Broly, stage 2 you fight Gogeta. So they're adding this event, and it's just going to have these two stages. Obviously that's how it's going to be for now. And that of course begs the question, is this going to be just a standalone event and this is all we get, and then in part 2 they're going to add some other kind of random extra special event? Or what this kind of leads you to believe, or at least leads us to suspect, is that in the second part of the anniversary, because remember, this is called Dragon Ball Super Movie Memorial Battle. It's not called Dragon Ball Super Broly Movie Memorial Battle, right? So if they added stages to this in part 2, then those stages would have to be from another Dragon Ball Super movie. And as we know, as we've mentioned before in the build-up to the anniversary when we were getting the teaser trailers and stuff like that, Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F are technically Dragon Ball Z movies. So there's only one other Dragon Ball Super movie, and that is Superhero. So this event being added into the game definitely gives the impression, because we're going to get more stages for some of these other events. Obviously the story events add the stages to get the awakenings for Frieza and Beerus. We've gotten that new spectacle battle thing where you fight the superclass enemies. We don't know how many more stages are potentially going to be added to that. I believe the movie Bosses 2 Red Zone is not getting more stages after the Frieza, Golden Frieza. But there's also that hit event thing that only has one phase at the moment that has the potential for other phases to be added as well. So this event seems like it could be just another one that is going to drop and then have more stages added to it in part 2. And of course, being a Dragon Ball Super movie themed event, the only other movie, as I've already said, is Superhero. So this, I think, is another really big bit of evidence that Beast Gohan is going to be coming as the Part 2 LR. Dokkan Fest, of course, with the new Dokkan and the Carnival format being returned. We got Broly as an Extreme Dokkan Fest in Part 1, and then Gogeta as a Superclass Carnival, which sets it up for a Superclass Dokkan Fest exclusive and Extreme Carnival in Part 2. So what better time to drop Beast Gohan, Superclass Dokkan Fest exclusive. We finally have playable Beast Gohan. This stage gets the a versus Gohan and a versus Cell Max stage added, and then there you go, there's the super movie memorial battle. Like, there's been a bunch of hints everywhere. The fact that they're hyping up Part 2 so much as well, that, remember, they obviously have returned to the Dokkan Fest and Carnival format because they want Part 2 to be as hype as Part 1, because people don't often get hyped for Part 2 being 2 carnivals, or back when it was 2 yellow coin banners. But with a Dokkan Fest being in Part 2, that leaves us to suspect that that unit is obviously going to be very, very good. But the one thing that they're doing that they've never done before is Part 2 has a fan meetup and live stream, just like Part 1 did, which tells you that they must be dropping something that they consider to be hype as the Part 2 LR, because not only have they made it the format so the Part 2 LR is a Dokkan Fest, but they're doing this stream and everything for it as well. So I would say, like, all signs point to it being Gohan. Now, we know we can never be certain in Dokkan until they confirm anything, but I'm very much leaning towards 95% that this is going to be Beast Gohan for Part 2. It's time. It definitely would be crazy, because if they're not releasing him for the anniversary, like, when are they, and why didn't they do it before the anniversary? Seems very strange to me for them to wait any longer than this. So yeah, you know, there's been a few hints. We were joking about it as well on the podcast episode, the fact that the hype man that was on stage with Amatsu, I think it's Sunshine or something, right, did the special beam cannon pose at the end of the presentation as well. Now that could just be him being the lively, goofy, like, hype man that he is, but that in and of itself could be a hint towards Part 2 being Beast Gohan. So we shall have to wait and see. Now, the interesting thing as well I wanted to mention, just to add in here, probably not long enough to get its own video, but what's very interesting is this event is also going to add in the ability to get exclusive skill orbs for the Carnival Gogeta. So bronze, defense level 8, silver, crit level 6, defense level 2, and then gold, additional level 6, defense level 2. Now that obviously should seem very familiar, because if we go back to the wiki over here, we did have the 8th anniversary special event battle, which was added for the 8th anniversary. Hasn't had a new stage added to it yet, but this of course came towards the end of the anniversary last year. And each of these stages gave you exclusive skill orbs for the Dokkan Fest exclusives of the anniversary. And as you can see, when we look at the later ones, like the 8 years, level 8 defense, level 4 crit, and then additional, and then crit and additional for the gold. Definitely considerably better. They're actually more similar to these ones, right? The defense and additional and defense and crit. But all of these were kind of different, right? But all of the units got exclusive skill orbs. I say all the units, the Dokkan Fest exclusives. So if this gets a stage added for the 9th anniversary, which we're now almost guarantee that it's going to, right? If that new event is giving you exclusive skill orbs for Gogeta, then why wouldn't they give us exclusive ones for Broly? So this just adds further proof that this stage is going to get, or this event is going to get a new stage where you fight against, I guess they could do the split paths, right? Where you fight either Broly or whoever the part 2 is going to be, which, as we're speculating, is going to be Beast Gohan. Let's just say it is for the sake of argument for going over the video. So level 9 will be added for the 9th anniversary, where you fight Broly and Gohan, or either or, and then you get the exclusive skill orbs for them. And then, of course, another stage would be added to that super movie thing, where you fight Gohan, one where you fight Cell Max. And then let's say Beast Gohan's Carnival LR counterpart is a Carnival LR Cell Max. Then that stage of that new special event will drop the exclusive orbs for the Carnival LR Cell Max. So that is definitely very exciting, because last year, you know, the 8-year anniversary units, this event came out, they got exclusive skill orbs straight away, but they didn't do exclusive skill orbs for the Part 2 Carnival LRs, for that Kai Goku and the Z Gohan, but we are getting exclusive skill orbs for the Carnival LRs for this year, which I think is really, really good. So by the time this gets this new stage gets added, and the new stages get added to that super movie memorial battle thing, all 4 of the new headliner LRs will have exclusive skill orbs, which is definitely very, very good. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you think that we are finally getting Beast Gohan? Do you think that super movie event pretty much seals the deal? I think it's one of the stronger pieces of evidence that we've gotten, because everything like building up hype for part 2 with a live stream and stuff like that, that can all be just circumstantial. Like, it could be something that they consider to be hype that isn't Beast Gohan. But I think with that movie event being added, where the only way they could add more stages is for it to be another Dragon Ball Super movie, and there's only one of those left technically, I feel like it's got to be Beast Gohan for part 2. Now, of course, the community, we know people get their expectations high, and then if it doesn't be the exact thing they wanted, people get super disappointed. But I mean, I feel like it's going to be pretty likely at this point. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you think we are seeing Beast Gohan for part 2? If it's not going to be Beast Gohan, who would you like it to be? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.